Hey, everybody. Hey, thanks for joining us today. Today, we're going to actually be covering how you can use keywords in your Google reviews in order to pull up and search. So this is super important if you're a local business and you are wanting to sell a certain service or certain set of services. We're going to show you how you can actually use the keywords to do it and not have to pay anything. And this is one of the first things you do as a local business if you are just getting into online marketing. So make sure you set up a Google business profile. You have to have one of those in order to do that, to do what I'm talking about today. So that's the first step. Next step is optimize that thing for all the services that you do, the services you want to do. There's obviously ones you want to do more than others. So make sure you put them in there. You're going to do some keyword research. You're going to figure out what people are actually searching for when your services. So make sure that they're actually pulling up, or you're using the keywords that people are searching for versus what you think they're searching for, because it's sometimes in the industry that you're in, when you're in an industry, you're not using the same words that somebody else is. That's just a customer. It's not in your industry. So make sure you look at that. So we were doing some research the other day, and for an example of something as far as a search term, we're looking at cabinet painting versus cabinet refinishing. And it was like 6 times the search volume for that type of a keyword, for those two different keywords. Same thing, really, but people are actually searching for the painting versus the refinishing. So that is a massive difference as far as the volume. So you want to make sure that you're looking at that and using the keyword research to figure that out. So you can use you can use Uber Suggest is a great one. So SEMrush, they do a lot. You can get a lot done with those. Also, just using like the auto. If you actually type into Google and start doing, it'll give you auto suggest, and you can see what's going on there. So I'll show you that here. So first thing is, what we're going to do is we're going to go. We got our company set up, business profile set up. We got our services in there, doing a little bit of keyword research. Now we're going to go out and do some work. Okay, so we're going to go out and actually we're going to talk to. We got called, and now we're going to go do something for somebody. Okay. We got a customer we're working for. We show up, we finish the job. They're happy with it. And now we're going to ask for the review. So we're either text them review, send an email. You could have some automated system set it to them. But essentially what we want to do is we want to make sure the keyword that we're requesting them to include is actually what we did for them. So if we're looking for our example that we're going to look at today, it's for garage door spring replacements or broken garage door spring, that is what we want them to get in there. So inside of that review, somewhere in that review, so we can make sure that we pull up for that whenever someone's searching. So it helps doing that. And you want to make sure you do that. Every time you do a different service, you're going to put that in there for that specific service. You're going to drop in those keywords and request those keywords get put in that review. Hey, please, John, can you make sure you put this in there? Put broken garage door spring inside of your review, and that's going to help you pull up. So let me go ahead, and if you're listening to podcasts, make sure you jump over to YouTube. I'm going to share my screen with you right now, and we're going to take a look at this, how this actually plays out. We'll look at a couple different examples here. So if we typed in here in Google, and this is actually a auto suggest, you can see here. So garage door spring replacement companies, and you can see this, how it actually will give you some examples. So I'm talking about, you can do a little keyword research like this as well. But we type this in, garage door spring replacement companies near me. Here, so I actually didn't type in near me. So, but here's what we got. So we got, this is a sponsored. So you're going to see you always have like a sponsored position here for a company. They're paying for this. These are the 3 organic results that are showing up. So you got garage door number 1, Hanley Door Service, and Overhead Door Company. So what you're seeing here is this is a review. So they had an actual review that said, did me a solid on my door spring, the keyword that broke. Hanley Door Services took the stress out of having my springs replaced. So think about this. If you had garage door spring replacement in here, that'd be perfect match to what I was searching for. That would show up right up in here. So you'd see that we had a spring replaced. So now let's actually look in here, and you can see these are all in reviews, which is really cool. You're going to see on another example that the review, that's not always how it shows up. So like if you have a service, your service can show up as well. So I'm going to show you how that's done here in just a second. So let's take a look at that. So looking back over here, so we're going to dig into these garage door guys here. So garage door number 1, we had a spring replaced by them a few years back. Here's another one. Replace the broken spring and the wires that attach springs to the door. Tyler came out and replaced the springs and fixed other small things that was wrong. So all of these that are bolded out, these are all taking into account, Google's taking into account why these are, why this is actually showing up in the search results. So this is perfect example of what's happening. They got those keywords in there, and you could do even better than this. This is not, they didn't actually do a great job with getting these to show up. It's like not this perfect keyword. So these are like organically happening. They're strategically probably not going after it and saying, hey, do this, just like they showed up, right? So if we can actually give them the exact keyword, we're going to be ranking much better. So, all right, so let's look at another example here. So this is a painting contractor near me, okay? So here's the businesses that are showing up here. So we're seeing this here. These are all reviews. This is a review. They painted my house in 4 days. Very professional and clean work. So if I was looking like painter to paint my house, exterior painting, like some of these are, you can get any keywords that you want to rank for, making sure they're in here because they're going to pop in here. Okay. This one here is a service, provides commercial painting contractors, provides experienced painters. So this is where your services are very important to get these services in here as far as search results. So let's take a look at this one in here because this is how to review for Jay's Painting LLC. So here's the services section. So we click on these, you can see all the services that are in here. So he's got exterior painting, drywall, a drywall painting, interior painting, siding painting. It goes on down the line. So you can see all the painting that's occurring here at Jay's Painting. Let's click back in here again, scroll down. So they painted my house. So this is the review that was popping up in the front. Okay. So think about if you could actually get this thing like into like painting contractors near me, like or the exterior painting contractors. So let's say that there was a search for that. That would pop up right here. That's perfect. Like we want that. We want another description. We want our services. So these are the examples of what you can do. Give you another example here. We're going to look at a roofing company real quick. So here again, this one actually just says company. It's picking up a keyword. So you can see this one was a search that we did earlier. They didn't actually, none of these did a great job at getting a roofing into any of the reviews. I was looking at this before we actually started recording this, and it wasn't done right, but you actually can see it in their services here. So that's the positive. They got picked up just because of the services. So you got to do that as well. Look at a basement finishing company here, 3 here. Here's a review, contractors finishing basements. Perfect, right? It's in there. So do that on all the reviews. Basement remodeling contractors in a service. So services and reviews, you got to get them. You got to get them in there. Those keywords in there. So it's super easy to do, but you got to get in there and you got to actually strategically do that. Request from your customers. So as soon as you get the project done, you get the service that actually completed, request that review. Yeah, and make sure you send the keywords over. So have a list of keywords for each service and make sure you either tell your office or tell someone or yourself to text over. You can even template a text. You can template an email. Send it over to them. Make sure you get it covered. So it'll grow. You'll show up in search a lot. You're going to get calls. These are people with intent that are going to want to actually do business with you.